Okay, thank you. Now we'll move on to employee organization comments. These are 5 minutes apiece, and we'll start with 8.1, PVFT, or the Pajaro Valley Federation of Teachers.
Good evening, Board. Dr. Rodriguez. So I thought my message tonight would be more relaxed, but nope. The sunshine that we've been having has not been able to break through the shadow this administration casts over as educators. I do want to say that it's nice to see our teachers that show up and make sure to say something very positive, because I know that they all experience something positive. But I see things from a different perspective as I represent all of our members. So last time I stood here, I spoke about the reassignments the SELPA and the ECE were conducting. While they have the contractual right, the underlying reasons lack integrity. These rash decisions, which are then delivered by personnel who lack any respect for their staff or lack some respect for their staff person, only do harm to our professional and learning community. Recently, HR informed us, as you heard, that they could temporarily place intervention teachers. This is what we did with our TOSAs this last year. The intervention teachers work directly with students on a daily basis. So very big difference is that they do work with our students daily, with our students. Their contracts range from 40% to 100%. So we have some that are 100% FTE and then some that are only part-time. And they work in small and large groups teaching math and reading and are an integral part of facilitating students' progress and supporting the classroom teachers program. The support helps classroom teachers as it can allow for a double dose of SIPs while helping the student achieve a year or two of quantifiable growth in reading skills. So that's several teachers who have communicated with me have said that this is the data that they've seen that has been very promising for them this year, but that's because they were there. They were there to help their students. Pulling intervention support would hurt our most vulnerable students and jeopardize their growth. And we, the PVFT, do understand that we're in a precarious position, having to decide to either have a vacant classroom, which we're always advocating against, or no student intervention. So it is, it's just such an ugly position to be in. But these moves definitely cause some to reach their breaking point and quit. So you heard one teacher express how her own daughters are considering quitting. This year, just for the total for this year running record, there's about 121 educators have either resigned or retired during the course of this school year. And then so we still have very many vacancies to fill this summer, and we still have resignations coming in. So, we're going to still continue to see more as departments to continue to feed their, so you could take it as the way that I'm going to say it, but I see it as here's this power position that I'm in, and I'm going to make this change, and you need to accept this decision because it's what they deem best. And so I hear it from our members who call in and as an individual or communicate with me as a group and say, this is not how we see it. And then, I don't know how much time I have. Maria, can you give me my time?
1 minute and 30 seconds.
Okay. So on occasion, often actually, I do bring up that some of the decisions that are made sometimes because those members happen to be treated differently. So I will definitely point out the ECE department on that one. And so these are teachers or members who are experiencing these microaggressions, in which I also, as the president of the PVFT, experience these microaggressions from our administration when I speak to them. So being told, you're just, you can't always rely on the race card. Because why? Because I'm brown? Being told that despite the person not being a person of color, being told that they are just as Mexican as the people that come here to our country from Mexico. So again, a microaggression. That still the power play of I hold something more over you. So I bring this up because I have, over the course of this year, actually the past couple of years, have suggested that management be trained on anti-bias and anti-racist, have received that kind of training. I think it's important. I think it's important that our management communicate to our employees with respect and value the positions, the skills that they bring to our district, because we don't want to see them quit. This is a teacher's market right now. It's an educator's market. So thank you.
Nellie. Sorry, Bill Beecher.
I was going to have Clint do the numbers because people get emotional when I get up here. It's obvious from all the data, we've got more teachers retiring than we can hire. And it's not just true for our district, it's also true for the United States as a whole. And I've talked about this in the past. Well, you can't keep trying to teach the way we're teaching today when you're not going to have enough teachers. On average, we're going to lose 50 teachers a year going out over time. That means we're going to have lots of problems with not enough teachers in classrooms. I mentor several students, and one of them came to me yesterday and talked to me about the Math 3 pre-calculus. The teacher wasn't very good. They went to the principal. They didn't get any results. Eventually, the teacher quit. The math department head came in and couldn't teach the class. The students weren't allowed to get out of the class, and so they blew one whole year in a class. That it's a shame. But this problem is going to get worse and worse. This student won't be the only student that has those kinds of issues. We've got to, we, the board, PVFT, everybody has to start looking at how the heck do we teach in the future when we're going to have fewer teachers for the students that we've got. You can't use the old paradigm. All of this, my poor teachers, they hurt. Yeah, well, yeah, everybody's hurting. I mean, the administration's hurting just trying to be able to put teachers in a place. I mean, everybody's hurting from this. But this is insanity. You can't keep doing what you're doing and expect different results. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any more public speakers? Have our employee organization comments, and we'll start with PVFT. Is there anyone here tonight? Yeah, hi, Nellie.
Good evening, board. Feels weird to still have the sun out, actually. So good evening.
Point of order, if I may. I'm sorry, Nellie, for interrupting you. We forgot item 6.1. Yes, we do.
Oh, okay. Well, come back.
Apologize.
All right.
Jennifer Prophet.
Hello, I'm Jennifer Prophet. I'm an English teacher at Renaissance High School. Today, Dr. Rodriguez gave me a cookie, says PVUSD Cares. Early in the school year, I got this t-shirt, says PVUSD Cares. I see on the electronic display when I come in, PVUSD Cares. But really, in my experience, it doesn't feel like PVUSD Cares. I was hit by a student in my classroom on January 25th. The student received no consequences ever and was never made to take any action to repair the harm that was caused. Instead, the student was rewarded with his preferred outcome of switching out of my class. Support staff at Renaissance sought to ensure that there was no accountability for the student. Site admin allowed these folks to take over a disciplinary response process and ensure that the student would never perform action to repair the harm that was done. In so doing, staff and admin silenced my voice and tried to erase the truth of what happened to me in my classroom when a student hit me. As a result, I do not trust my admin or school support staff. There is a toxic workplace culture at Renaissance that needs to be addressed by the district, and we need district-level intervention to repair the broken relationships at our school site. PVUSD wants to implement restorative justice at school sites, and Renaissance was supposed to be a pilot, but I have to tell you, there's no RJ happening at Renaissance. RJ includes repair of harms. Harm done to me by the student was never repaired, nor the harm done to me by staff. Harm doesn't disappear if it's not addressed. As a result, I can't say with confidence that I'll be able to return next year because my heart is utterly broken. I want to be at a place where I'll be treated with dignity at a minimum. So I cannot accept these gifts because to me, it's like pouring salt on a wound when I see the logo.
Thank you for your comment. Next up, we have Rachel Hitchcock.
Hello, Dr. Rodriguez and board. You might know me. I've been at MSD 20 years. Love it. I love being a teacher. I loved it even this year. And I continue to love being a science teacher. I want to learn as much as I can. I want to grow and get more. And so that's why this year I went to a training put on by Jennifer Shocker to help me work with my SDC and my RISE classes, because they're literally killing me. And I'm only with them for an hour. And then I want to get in a corner and cry. They are so hard. And I feel like a failure every time I have them, twice a week. And I don't know how I'm going to do it next year because I am concerned about SELPA's decision with our RISE program at MSD. They are going to combine the lower grade and the upper grade together into one. First graders who hurt people are going to be with fifth graders who hurt people. Fifth graders are going to be with second graders. They're going to throw stools. They're going to grab them. They're going to scream at them. They do it to me. And SELPA says it'll be okay. We have been telling them all year it's not okay in the RISE program. We don't have enough staff. The kids are already eloping. They're destroying my room. They destroy my materials. They cry. They scream. We have to be stuck inside, or we have to remove ourselves and go outside while they destroy my room. Andy has already, the teacher, lost her prep so many times because her kids are in crisis. We don't have enough support. I had to be by myself last week because she was subbing for a teacher who was out because we don't have enough subs. And I was alone because the BT needed a break. I had 9 kids. You'd be, oh, it's no problem. It's a problem. That's not about the numbers. It's about their needs. Why are they moving her? Maybe because she's asking hard questions. Maybe because they need her somewhere else, but we need her.
Thank you for your comment.
2 people doing this program, not 1. Thank you for your time.
Hi, is it working or? Okay. We PVUSD Students for Change believe in the empowerment of student voices. We believe that students deserve to have a voice and a say in student and district decisions. We believe that PVUSD should be completely transparent about their funding as it directly affects our schools and communities. We believe that students deserve to have a fair education by having qualified teachers in every classroom so we can graduate and fulfill our A through G requirements so we can have access to a higher education. We believe that PVUSD teachers and staff deserve a substantial pay increase. We believe that we have a right to have a say in the renovation and the facilities of our campuses. We believe that students should have access to clean bathrooms with access to menstrual products. We believe that students, regardless of their gender identity and sexual orientation, deserve to have easy, accessible, gender-neutral bathrooms that are open at all times. We believe that students have access and opportunity to meet with both social, emotional, and academic counselors on a regular basis. We believe that suspension and expulsions do more harm than good because they are depriving students of education, social emotional support, and a safe space. We believe in restorative justice. We believe that SROs contribute to the school-to-prison pipeline. Criminalize our community and do not belong in PVUSD schools. We believe that PVUSD students deserve a better education, facilities, and support than what we are receiving right now. Below are a list of demands and changes that we wish to see in PVUSD schools.
Student voice. We want a student advocacy course to be taught at PVUSD schools. We want an ongoing survey created by students asking about their personal experience with issues in PVUSD schools and how it's impacted them. We want the opportunity to connect with the underclassmen through advisory mixed classes and academic events held throughout the year.
Thank you.
push to start. Okay, thank you. Should I restart? Okay. We want free and diverse menstrual products in all bathrooms on campuses. We want the appropriate janitorial staff necessary to ensure the campus sanitation. We want bathroom renovations that will positively affect the campus environment. We want teachers. We want teachers in every classroom for every subject for the entirety of the school year. We want to avoid ingenuity by having teachers for that subject. We want qualified and culturally competent students to teach their subject. We want transparency with how PVUSD is using funds for each school site. We want more funding for staff as well. We want more social emotional counselors that are proportional to the amount of students on campus. We want Watsonville High School Well Center to be open for the entire day of school. We want academic counselors to be more easily accessible. We want additional academic counselors to lessen their caseload of students on how they can focus on a smaller group of students. We want students to have at least one meeting a semester with their academic counselors. We want no suspension or expulsion without exhausting all other options. We want all students to have access to peer redemption modules and restorative justice practices at school sites. We want school resource officers to be excluded from all suspension, expulsion, and restorative practices.
Thank you.
Up we have item 7, employee organization comments, and we'll try again with PVFT. Thank you.
Okay.
So, Nellie, I'll be timing you on my phone.
Okay. All right. Well, we are fast approaching the end of the school year, this long, arduous school year, and it hasn't gotten any easier for many of our teachers as we see cases still continuing and vacancies that were never filled, plus now more absences. School sites are impacted. I went in last week and helped out at a school site, stepping into a classroom to sub for a day, and my back still hurts. It was first grade, so they were smaller. And our teachers are they're just exhausted, and we are looking forward for the summer break so that they can take a very, very, very well-deserved break themselves. But as we approach the end of this year and the district is handing out their assignments for the following school year, it is really disappointing to see that the SELPA continues to mismanage the program. This is why we have so many SELPA vacancies. This is why many SELPA teachers leave, because the administration does not treat their people well. And the decisions that they're making are made presented in the way of, here's the position you're going to get next year. It's the only one available. Then silence, and that is insinuating then you have a the resignation date is June 30th. The ECE has made is making their decisions. One is very disappointing in that for us, as we have been part of representing many members through the ECE program, the early childhood program. One member in particular, the only male preschool teacher in this program, who advocates, who is constantly, I think the expectation on him is a lot greater, is being moved, is being told that he needs to move, and is actually losing pay because he's also being not allowed to continue as a site supervisor. The decision for that decision is ridiculous. I believe that it's retaliatory for all of the advocacy that this teacher has made for himself. And so we stand by him, and actually I hear from their entire school site that this preschool is attached to, who is very upset to hear this news as well. as well as parents. So that, as the president of the PVFT, and moving into the summer and thinking about this upcoming year and seeing the resignations and retirements that we have still coming in, it is concerning that instead of honoring the people who are here, they are giving them ultimatums in a way when they say you're going to move, or else, whatever, you make your decision, resignation, but June 30th. I've let the district know this is a teacher's market right now. We cannot afford to mistreat our people. One of the things that happened during our negotiations this year was the district not wanting to honor the school psychologists, school nurses, SLPs, program specialists, that salary schedule equal to the same amount of increase of $4,000 of increase to the salary schedule. They only offered them $2,000 plus an off salary raise, and that was the only way that the district was willing to move forward in reaching an agreement. This is a group of people that are absolutely needed. This is a group of people who mainly work under the SELPA and are filled, and so there's a lot of agency people that you have to approve those contracts as they come in. They get paid just as much, and from what we're hearing, some of these people are remote, so the actual work that they cannot do in person is handed off on an individual who is here, so increasing the workload. Again, disrespecting the actual employees in this district who build connections with the students and the families. It is our families and our students who lose when they don't have a proper educator in there that is consistent every day, all year long, in that classroom or providing the service for their child. You heard it from our students earlier. They want teachers. They want the staff that is going to be fully employed, gainfully employed in this district.
Thank you,
Thank
Nellie.
you. There's a lot more I can say, but I know my time is up. Thank you.
Thank you.